All right, so first off, we're going to go over our panning option. On panning, you only have one option here. It's called the LFO. All these other guys have it. Panning doesn't. So for the panning part, I'll quickly discuss some very, very quick overview, what LFO does, how it works in context of panning, and then you'll just take those concepts and say, okay, whatever this LFO does, it'll do the same for volume, my close filter, my resonance, and my pitch. So LFO stands for low frequency oscillator, means it cycles. The low frequency means the amplitude modulates very slowly, so you can get some interesting automation effects that allow you to, let's say in the context of panning, take your sound and make it bounce in between the ears left and right. So I'll show you guys how we do that really quickly. So automation, that's what it does. And what all these other knobs allow you to do is allow you to tweak how much that automation panning wise will work. So first off, the delay knob, it tells the synthesizer, okay, how long do I need to wait before I start doing this weird panning thing? So maybe you're holding down a long note, and let's say, okay, I want the note to just, make sure the audience hears the note first, but maybe as the note's holding longer and longer, I want to give it some character to keep it interesting, so I'll have a little bit of a delay, and then let's say once maybe a quarter of a note goes by, then have the panning thing. So that's what this delay knob would do. That's what that does. The attack tells the synthesizer, okay, this is how quickly I want you to ramp up to panning. So instead of just waiting, it'll slowly bring it up. So the more I put the attack up, the slower it'll ramp into LFOing. Mount tells it how much, like how far, how wide it'll feel. So if I do this, actually first I'll probably want to turn the phase range off so you can actually hear it. So that's what that sounds like. So as I turn it up, that's what that will allow you to do. Then the speed knob, another fun part, is if, okay, I like the slow part, but I want it faster. So what the speed knob allows you to do, take it, slow it way down, or speed it the hell up. And if you speed it fast enough, because I'll be going so fast, I'll give it another tone outside. Alright, so those are what those four knobs do. Now, the bottom two, these are really fun too. So what this tempo does is it just syncs the LFO automation to, instead of, okay, milliseconds, it syncs it to the BPM, so it does it in intervals of that BPM. So it sounds a little bit more rhythmic in terms of the LFOing. So if I were to say, let's have a beat on, instead of it going woo, 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 just everywhere as the beat's going poof, 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 the beat might go along at 4x4, and then the LFO will go back and forth at the same sort of rhythm. So that's what that tempo knob does. Global, this was another fun one. So let me just play you guys what happens when you have it on versus off when you're playing multiple notes, and then I'll kind of explain what's going on there at a more cerebral level. So this is what happens when it's on. I play one note. Actually, I'm gonna turn this. Then this is what happens when I turn it off. So you may not be able to notice it as much on LFO. Definitely notice it when we do volume pitch. What global allows you to do is when you press two notes, when you have global on, it'll say, okay, instead of starting the LFO automation from scratch, when I press a second note and having that one automate at a different rate, I'll sync it to where the first one's automating so they both do it in unison at the same time. So if I have it globally, see, it kind of sounds like they're going together. We're going to take global off. Now you really notice it. See, they're both going back and forth at different times. It really gives a really interesting effect. So that's what that global knob does. Really allows you to mess around with it. So that's panning. Now we'll get to our favorite man, volume.